Hi, my name's Seth Pettit and I'm going to conquer the wheel. A little bit about myself. Currently, for a job, I'm a recruiter full-time with the California Army National Guard. Basically, my job is to help get people into the Guard. Prior to doing that, I was a teacher for 10 years, taught history, financial literacy, wide range of courses. Also spent about 6 years as a librarian in a small public school in Montana. I was also a head football coach for 5 years between two different schools. Was able to have some pretty good success at one of the schools. Program had never had a winning season, and in my 3 years there we went 15-9, won our first league championship, so that's kind of something I like to hang my hat on. Went to school, graduated high school in 2001 from upstate New York. Went to a small Bible college in Minnesota, where I graduated my bachelor's in secondary education history. It's also where I met my wife. We've been married for 12 years. Her name is Mandy. 12 years in July. And we met at school. After graduating college, she had her degree in elementary education. We moved to Montana, which was her hometown. She'd grown up, home state. She grew up in Plains, Montana, and we moved there after graduating. Spent a year in Idaho teaching, and then back up to Montana. And while there, that's where I joined the Army National Guard. I joined in 2008, so I've been in just under 8 years now, in October 2008. Deployed to Iraq in 2010, 2011 in support of Operation New Dawn, and spent a year of my life there. Family-wise, along with my wife, I have 2 kids, my son Canaan, that we adopted from Ethiopia in 2010, and my daughter Starla. My son Canaan, would be, he'll be 7, or he is 7 now, and my daughter Starla will be 4 in September. My daughter is a biological baby, so we kind of did the opposite, adopted and then had the biological. We decided to adopt because it's something both my wife and I felt called to do, and so that's why we went that route. And so it's a little different. A lot of times people will think that our biological daughter is what you would consider, I guess, a miracle baby, and that's, I mean, well, all babies are miracles, but she definitely was not because we couldn't have children, but we chose to adopt. And so that's kind of my family. Right now, living in Southern California in Pasadena. 2 years prior to this, we lived in Maryland, and before that, 7, 8 years in Montana. So that's kind of a little bit about me, my background. In college, I played football and baseball, Division III level, which helped me get into coaching. Why I want to go onto the wheel is I'm always one of those people who watches these reality shows and says, I could do that, I can do that, which I know a lot of people are, but I truly feel that I can. While I never received any major formal training and survivalist techniques and things like that, I definitely have a strong memory. I remember things that work, things that don't work for me, the shows I'm watching or books I've read, studying I've done. It's something that I've longed to do. Definitely, I'm an adventurer at heart, and just haven't had the opportunities to do what I would like to do. As far as ultimately my goal, even though right now I'm recruiting with the National Guard, not teaching, but ultimately my goal, I'd like to get back into educating, but an outdoor education. Maybe not necessarily a survivalist type school, but just helping kids get into experiential education and learning from their experiences and applying that into their life. So on top of the fact that I'm always one of those people that feels I can do it, I feel I need to prove myself that I can do it. Through just my experiences in the military, living in Montana, I've always been an avid outdoorsman, a hunter, fisher, hiker, camper. I long to test what I know, which freely admit may not be as high as a lot of people, but I want to test what I can know, and I want to push my limits. But on top of that, I've always been someone who's been a very optimistic person, a bright disposition, someone who's very relational and get along well with people. And last August, we moved to Southern California so my wife could pursue her PhD in clinical psychology, and really right about that time I've hit a pretty depressed state. I don't know exactly what it is, but just I've turned into someone I'm not. I've turned into a very negative person, and I need to find myself again. I'm lost. In the application, I wrote down one word to describe my life. I wrote unsettled, and that's truly how I feel right now. I feel unsettled. I'm not satisfied. I feel lost, and I really want to be involved in something that can help me find myself again. And I truly feel that pushing myself to the limits, both physically and emotionally and mentally, is what's going to help bring me back to the person I am, and hopefully can help me discover some new desires, some new goals, new wants in life, and just help me get my life refocused. I taught for 10 years, and I'm 32 now. Started right when I was 22, and I felt like I need to jumpstart my life again. Is the way to look at it. As far as if I can, how I'll do in the environments, you know, I've been in cold situations. I've been in hot situations. I lived in Iraq where it was 130 degrees for 5 days straight, solid. Didn't dip below that during the day, and at night it only dropped down to 115. So I'm definitely experienced some highs and lows. And again, while I haven't had a ton of experience, I feel that I have enough that would help me survive in these situations. And then with a little bit extra training, a little bit extra prep, I definitely think I would do well in those, because if anything, I'm stubborn, and I kind of don't want to give up on something while I'm doing it. And I definitely think I can push through any type of mental barrier or physical barrier. I'm adaptive. Even if I'm taking something that I used in a different situation, I have no problem adapting it to use it in a different way. I feel I'd be a great addition to the show and what you're looking for. As far as interesting, I mean, what's interesting about me, what makes me unique. I've adopted a son. I've been to war. I've been a teacher. I've been a football coach. I've lived in mostly northern states, but I've traveled the world. Been to about 8 different countries. Been to most of the lower 48 states. Been to Canada. Been to Mexico. Traveling's in my blood. Adventure's in my blood, and I really want to have the opportunity to pursue that with you. Just real quick, just to show you some of my little bit of what I have for gear: hat, hunting vest, fishing jacket, that Welcome Home Daddy, my son, made that for me when I came back from Iraq. Some MREs, always good to have those around. Snowshoes, football, that was actually from the team that I was the head coach of. Fishing tackle gear, again, some reading material that I have. This one I like to highlight, that's my handbook from when I was a Boy Scout. Still use it, lots of good stuff. One small rifle, well, big rifle, but one rifle. This right here, just to highlight, not an official military patch, but that says OBF, which is it stands for Operation Baltimore Freedom, but I was activated for the Baltimore riots in 2015 and had the opportunity to serve in that capacity with that. So that's just a little bit of my gear and kind of who I am a little bit. And so I guess that's it. You know, I've never really done anything like this before, tried out for these types of shows, so I'm not 100% certain what you're looking for. It says in the paperwork you want to see personality, and I don't know if I brought that across, but sure love an opportunity to talk with you more, and I look forward to hearing back from you. Thank you very much.